Right. In this session, I'm going to teach the students about listening skills. So there are two skills that are going to be used today. It is the listening skill and also the speaking skill. The one that I'm going to use as a micro teaching lesson is the warming up session because it is practically the only session that could last less than 10 minutes. All right, so good afternoon,
This is it.
everyone. So okay, can you guys see the screen? Right, confirm me if you guys can see the screen. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. So today we're going to learn about two skills at once. Again, yes, it is the listening skill and also the speaking skill. And this time, it is a little bit ironic. We're going to listen about an interview that is talking about listening skills. Okay, so we're learning about learning, basically. We're learning about listening skills. We're listening to the listening skills. Okay, I can see that you guys are getting confused right now, so let's just get into it. Before we listen this audio, I just want to make sure that everyone knows the words and necessary phrases for this listening section. Okay, to do that, we're going to first do the preparation section. We have used this website before, right? So this is what we're going to do as usual. We're going to use the preparation section and we're going to discuss each of the definition of this sentence, of these words and also phrases. Okay? Okay, right. So the first thing that we need to do, can anyone tell me what is the first thing that we need to do when we find question types like this? Yes, Hendra? Yes, Hendra. We're going to find the easiest one first. Okay, so find the word that is familiar to you. Okay, which is it? A lot of you guys say sweat. Some of you guys also say confess. Okay, let's take confess then. So, where do you guys know the word confess from? You probably got it from your life, maybe, right? You got confessed to, for example, or when you go to the church, you're confessed, right? You're confessing to the priest, for example. So this is what we're going to do, right? Let's take the confess. So this is the context for those who don't know. Confess basically means to admit something, okay? To tell something that is from inside you. You want to say something, you want to talk about something that you have been keeping, okay, keeping by yourself. So let's take a look at the similar meanings below. To admit, is it similar to confess? It is similar, but remember that even when we see a very easy answer in here, let's try not to take it out of the go. Let's take a look on other options first. The second one is an action to achieve a result. Maybe not, right? To behave as if something is true. To behave, to do something as if something is true. Means to pretend, maybe. We found it, right? Yes. A situation where the result is very important? No. The water that comes from your skin when you're very hot, the water that comes from our skin, what is it? Someone said sweat before, right? That is sweat. Okay, that's right. To give the main points? No. Forms and documents? No. To make something into smaller part? No. Okay, so in the process of looking through the answers, we already find two other answers, okay? And not only that, we find something that might be similar to confess, which is to admit. And when we compare it to the other options, to admit is the best one, right? So that's how you eliminate answers. That's how you eliminate your options. So now take a look. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words left, okay? 5 options left. So let's find one by one again. Another one to summarize. Okay, last week we have learned about summarization, okay? Mainly we summarize by reading a text and then writing the summary, right? What is summarization? We make something complex and then make it into simpler form. Something complex become simple. So what is it? An action to achieve result? No. Result is very important? No. To give main points? Maybe, right? Maybe. Forms and documents? Nah. to make something into smaller parts. So we have two options: to give the main points or to make something into smaller parts. Okay. So maybe we take the closest meanings. To make something into smaller parts, it's not necessarily a summarization. Summarization is making information, okay? The informations becomes easier to understand. But remember, the reason why it's easier to understand because we take the main points. So summarize is take the main points, okay? To give the main points. Now, what about making something into smaller parts? Which one is it out of these four? Paperwork? No. But we know paperwork, the location of paperwork, okay? We know it because this is the only definition that is similar to paperwork, right? Forms and documents are papers, and those are used for works as well. But paperwork is a word that is used to, you know, as a synonym to a lot of papers that has been written, okay? A document, sometimes you can see it in workplaces as well, okay? So that is where it goes. Right, so we only have three options left. An action to achieve result, a situation where the result is very important, to make something into smaller parts. So which one that can make something into smaller part to break something down? That's right. Because when you break something, it becomes smaller, right? That's right. So we only have two left. See how easy it is to use this method? Just try to use and find the easiest answers first, and then we eliminate them one by one, right? It's easy. It's easy. It's very easy. So high stakes, a strategy. An action to achieve result. Which one is it? It is strategy. Of course, when we compare with this one, it's basically a strategy because a strategy is not a situation, right? Strategy is a method that we use to achieve something. For example, listening strategy, reading strategy, or writing strategy. What we're doing right now is a strategy as well. This is a reading strategy or matching information strategy. Some of you guys that will take an IELTS test in the future, you will find question types like this. Okay, so try to use this method um, a lot. Now, the last one, we don't even need to think about it. Right, so this is basically the information that you need to know before listening to the audio. Okay, to admit is to confess, to say something is true, to assure that yes, this is right, and then to tell someone else about your feelings as well. A strategy is an action that we take to have a result. Okay, we want something, therefore we need a strategy because maybe something that we want to do is difficult. That's why strategy is important. And then to behave something if as if something is true. And we need to take a look the word as if, okay? As if means that we're pretending. Okay, we say we're trying to do something that is not true. Okay, that is to pretend. For example, to pretend is to play a character. Okay, a situation where the result is very important. It's high stakes. Remember high stakes. Just remember the words high because it is very high. When something is very high, it's probably very important, right? Now, next one. The water that's come from your skin when you're hot. Okay? When you're hot, okay? You're sweating. That is sweat. To give the main points is to summarize forms and documents are paperwork, and then to make something into smaller parts to break something down. These words and phrases are going to be the words and phrases important in order for you to understand the next audio, right? Okay, any question before we start the audio? Great. Now I want you guys to prepare your notes. Okay, we're going to play the audio and I'm going to show you how to listen to this kind of audio using top-down method and bottom-up method.